Hello soulmates, welcome back to my channel Lomzy Sews. In today's sewing tutorial I'm going to show you how to cut and sew this corset. It's very simple and it's beginner friendly. If that's what you'd like to learn, make sure not to click off, continue watching till the end to see how I made it. It's going to be a two-part tutorial and this is the part 1 of this tutorial. This was the base of this corset before it was embellished and the yoke added to it. You can see how neat it is. I'll make sure I'll show you how I achieved this look. These are all the things you will need for this. You need 5 yards of lace and 3 yards of lining. Corset mesh is different from skin net. You have the two of them, and then I'm going to use this net to get the right color I want that will suit what I want. Then you will need your boning channels, 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. 10 mm. So you also need hairstay and fiber. Fiber is very important for fleshing. Then you will need your hemming gum. This plier is a game changer, is a lifesaver. And then burst ham. If you don't have, make sure to have. And then of course a matching thread. So let's start with the pattern drafting. I've drawn out the basic lines, the shoulder, the armhole line, the waist line, and then the hip line. Let me run you through the lines: shoulder, armhole, waist, and hip line, just the basic. So next we're going to take the circumference, shoulder divided by 2. You mark it. I am making a dartless corset, so just pay attention. And I'm going to do shoulder slope of 1.5 inches and neck width of 2.75. I'm making this for a plus size. This is the front, so the neckline I'm using is 3.5 inches. And then for the bust circumference, you're going to divide the bust by 4, and that is it. I'm not adding any sewing allowance. Waist also, waist divided by 4. On the hip, you're going to do hip divided by 4 and you add 1.75 if your client's hip is big, or if your client wants hip padding. I hope you understand. So I am going to connect this like this. For my client, this is her natural hip measurement. So I am going to go up by 5.5. And from the hip line I'm going to come up 1 inch and then connect this line like this. I don't have all my curve rulers here, so I'm just using my hand. I'm already used to this, so that's why it's easier for me to do. So make sure to use your curve rulers, or you decide the type of hem you want. For the armhole, I'm going to divide the armhole length by 2 and come in 1/2 inch. Connect it like this. This will be for the front. So the front is ready. We are going to get the yoke later after doing the cups. So let's go to the back. The back, I am still maintaining the waistline, the armhole, and the hip line. I am maintaining whatever I have in front. That is what I'm going to use for the back. So let me just shift my pattern to this side. So the width, the shoulder width divided by 2, just the same thing I did for the front. Then the shoulder slope of 1.5, neck width of 2.75. Then neck depth of 0.75 and connect it like this. Next we are going to, from the center back, bust divided by 4, mark it. Also waist divided by 4, you mark it. For the hips divided by 4, I'm adding 1.75. Just for my side seam to relax better. So here I'm also doing the same 5.5. Whatever I have there, I might increase it by 1 inch, that's 6.5, then connect it like this. This will be fine. So next we are going to draw out all our pattern pieces on this pattern. So for the corset, I'm coming down 1/2 inch from the armhole line and mark that. And then from the center back, I will come in 1 inch. You know, this I'm preparing for lacing so that when you snatch it, it will snatch very well. So now I'm going to mark 2.5 inches for the eyelet stand. So this is where my eyelet is going to be, like this. Remember, all my pattern pieces are here. When I'm going to cut it, I will trace out everything and add sewing allowance to each and every one of them. Then I'm going to run a channel here. So for the yoke, back yoke, you can decide any design you want for your back yoke, like this. So the front and the back is ready. What we are going to go into is the making of the cups, which is very important. So pay attention here, please, guys. So first I'm going to mark a straight line. This straight line doesn't mean anything. This is just for me to have a straight line, and I'm going to call it my center front. This side doesn't matter, I'm just using this line, so I'll call this the center front. Now from that center front, you're going to mark your bust span divided by 2, or you can call it nipple to nipple, whatever your own is. You divide it by 2 and mark it here. That's what you're going to mark here. Mine is 4.25. I'll mark it. Before I started, I made a crease line, and that line is what I'm going to use as my guide. So on that crease line, I'm going to use that crease line to be the bust point. So now I'm going to mark the under bust point and also mark the neckline. This is where I'm going to, all my measurements will be there. So if I place the 10 inches for the bust point, I'll mark the under bust and also use that place as my balance points. Let me just put it that way, as long as you're doing this, making this bust. So now this is going to be the bust point and this is going to be the under bust. I hope you understand. So let me use terms that you understand. So now this is going to be your bust circumference 8.5. If you take it round, it will be 4.25, 4.25 all round. You can make the circumference if you want to, but I don't want to make the circumference. You can do that for a guide. So now from the under bust, you're going to go in 1.5 towards the center front, and towards the side seam you're going to go out by 1 inch. So remember, the cup towards the side, the center front, is always the smaller one. So this is not giving me what I want because I don't want it curvy. I want it a little bit slanted, and then this side is the side that will have the curve. So on the bust point line at the center front, you're going to come down by 1 inch for the front cup, and then connect it like this. You see how I'm going to connect this? Make sure you're not getting any curve there. At least you come out by 1 inch, and then the side seam I'm going to connect it like this. So on the side you're going to come down 1/2 inch and then connect it like this. Take note of how my dart is. Then I'm going to connect the side seam like this. The side needs to be curvy, unlike the front. This side needs to be curvy. Next, on the upper side of the cup, for the upper cup, you're also going to go in 1/2 inch and connect it like this. On this side seam, you're also going to go up by 1/2 inch and connect it like this. Now you decide how you want the height of your cup, the upper cup, to be. That is deciding the neckline. Do you understand? Remember, the circumference is 4.25. You can use that as a guide. It will guide you on how you want the height of your cup to be. Okay, so now from here I'm just going to also use my 10 inches so I don't miscalculate. So I want the front to be 6.5 and then the neckline of the side seam, I want it a bit up, so I'm just going to go up like this and connect it in a slanted manner like this. So now is the time to decide the shape you want for your upper cup. So from here I'm going to go in by 1/2 inch, but I am still going to through this, so that's when I will know how I want that place to be. So for the side seam, I am going to also connect it straight like this. So this is going to be the neckline of the cup. Next, we are going to cut this out, so that we are going to through this and also use it, close all the dart and use it to mark out the cup area. So take note of all the darts, how I placed all the darts. That's what matters. So if you have watched this video till this time and you have not had time to give this video a thumbs up, please, this is the time to give this video a thumbs up and drop a comment in the comment section. Please guys, don't forget to label this. This is very important. I almost forgot. So any way you want to label it so that you know the one that is which. So make sure always to mark the balance point. This will help to guide you when you're cutting when you're sewing your cups. It's very important. Even if you're making a mistake, when you see your balance point, you should be able to align it properly. So like I was saying, don't forget to share this video out to your sewing community on Facebook, Pinterest, anywhere, because this method is a game changer. Yes, this is a way to get the right cup, the shape you want, and you just personalize your cup. So guys, the next thing is for me to close up all the darts, through everything I need to through, so that if there's anywhere that is shorter, I'll be able to align it at this point. So you can see how long this video is already. Even after fast forwarding it and everything, is still long. That is why I decided to make this a 2-part tutorial: the pattern drafting and the sewing. So if you notice, the front is a bit short and I had to increase that so that I will through my dart properly. So you can see how the cup turned out. Very nice. So now on the bodice, you see everything is still how it is. On the bodice, you mark your bust point and under bust point. Mark your bust point and under bust point, then the neck line and the bust separation of 1/2 inch. So now you're going to note these things. This is what will give you the guide on how to place your cup. So let me just draw a line where the under bust is, so that you will take note of these 2 lines. So here you're going to place your cup like this. You already know where your bust point is, so you're going to be guiding your cup. You see, that will depend on how you're going to place your cup. Make sure it's touching the bust separation, covering your bust point, and also aligning to the under bust. So with this, there'll be cleavage. You guys know already, there'll be cleavage showing. So if you want, this is how to decide. And then to the side seam, I'm going to go down 1/2 inch. So this is how the cup is going to look like. There will be a deep V, remember, but I will not cut it out until when I'm about to sew it. But to my cup, my yoke, I'm going to increase it. So what I am going to do, remember, none of this has sewing allowance. So on my next video, I'm going to trace out all the pattern pieces, add all the sewing allowances, and then draw out my boning channels lines. So with this, there is no sewing allowance anywhere. So remember, when you are going to trace out, the main purpose is for you to add all your sewing allowance and cut out all your pattern pieces. If you have enjoyed this video, or if you have learned something new, or this is not the method you have been using, try this method out. Practice makes perfect. When you learn one new thing, try to practice it and use it on different body sizes. If it's perfect for you, then you can adopt that method. So guys, this method is a game changer, is a lifesaver, is good for beginners who are trying to venture into corset making. So I forgot to mark my armhole curve at the back, and that is what I am doing. So guys, remember, the only way that you can support my channel is by dropping comments, liking the video, sharing it out to anywhere. Please support my channel. So you guys can see the finished look. What you see is what you get. This is how it's going to be. And remember, the way you sew your corset is also what determines the final output, because you can get this like this, but the sewing tutorial, the sewing technique will just spoil it. So in my next video, I'm going to share all the sewing tips and tricks. Remember to subscribe and turn on all notification bell icon, and I'll see you guys in my next video.